This opener of our second round. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. 10 on the floor, brought to you by State Farm. Get to a better state, State Farm. Will Regan and Tony Watson II have provided Javon McCray with scoring help for Buffalo. Jaron Skeet, a part of the MAC Freshman of the Year squad, and the defensive-minded Orem Nueriunk at small forward round out the starting lineup. Reggie Weatherspoon has been sensational. This is his 14th season with the Buffalo Bulls, and in 3 of the last 4 years, this man has won 20 or more basketball games with his squad. We flip it over and take a look at the hottest squad in the last 3 weeks in the Mid-American Conference. Ball State's Cardinals won 5 in a row at 7 of 8. Majuk, the young man from Sudan, in that starting lineup tonight with Chris Bond and the blue-collared Matt Kamenecki on the front line. And Marcus Posley, the freshman, will join the MAC second-teamer Juwan Scaife. For Billy Taylor, 4 consecutive 15-plus win campaigns.
They keep level-headed. They keep their players level-headed as well. Both Coach Taylor and, of course, Coach Witherspoon, they're in a battle here as we get started here this evening.
A little bit less than 2 months ago, as you just saw, Buffalo, a 3-point winner in January over Ball State, as Javon McCray was sensational. Buddy Mayborg, Bill Eck, Steve McJunkins, 3 MAC veterans officiate tonight. Settle back and enjoy it, everybody. It's MAC tournament time in downtown Cleveland. We'll get you to the hoop all night long on Sports Time Ohio. That's Majuk, and that jump hook will fall for the young man from the Sudan.
Buffalo came out in their traditional man-to-man. Majuk, isolation in the post, got the easy deuce.
Buffalo offensively has really been off the charts of late, as Javon McCray will hoist and Majuk will clean up the McCray miss.
Watch the pace. Again, we talked about tempo, trying to put the ball for the Cardinals. Good look inside, good interior passing, maintain possession.
Let's go back and take a look at Majuk. Majuk, as we said, from the Sudan, became a junior college player and then recruited late by Ball State to come to the campus in Muncie.
Always nice to get off a good start, get the ball close to the basket, first possession, and here's another look from the perimeter.
Marcus Posley, the freshman, misfired. Kamenecki on the offensive glass. And now the stick back is going to go down from Chris Bond. Bond has been Chris Bond, Matt Kamenecki, and Jesse Berry have joined Juwan Scaife in this Ball State resurgence of late. As you see, the first bucket of the night, and that's the style of MAC first-teamer Javon McCray.
Well, he'll draw a lot of attention in the post tonight. Once he does catch the basketball, you'll see 2, sometimes 2.5 jerseys, those white jerseys all over.
Marcus Posley, 6-foot freshman out of Rockford, Illinois, has been running the fortunes of this Ball State offense. Again, they'll bring Jesse Berry off the bench, but there's been no one hotter in college basketball than this young man right here, Juwan Scaife, who under strong defense from Tony Watson II missed everything on the jumper.
Right. Well, we talked about Javon McCray and what he has done for this basketball team. And this is where they love to get the ball to him, right inside. You'll see the jerseys around him. The thing that he can do inside, Michael, he's got the strength and the ability to finish.
Majuk could not redirect that high lob into the cup. Just get going here at downtown Cleveland. Ball State by a deuce early. This is Will Regan, the transfer out of the University of Virginia, off the mark with his first offensive effort of the night. Bond with strength will slash his way to the glass and deliver for Ball State.
Well, the one thing Chris Bond does for this basketball team, he can really get out in the open court without the basketball. They found him that time. We got to take away the easies.
Orem Nueriunk airmailed that 3. Surrounded by 3 white-shirted Ball State Cardinals is Javon McCray. He got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line.
We always talk about pushing the ball. We talked about pace, but watch the lead pass here. Again, Buffalo has to make sure they get back. Don't let anybody get behind you. Chris Bond's the type of player that'll do that all night long if you let him.
A good look at Javon McCray. There he is on the air, almost 18 points per game, 57% from the floor. He is the only player in the Mid-American Conference, befitting of his first-team accolades, that is in the top 3 in the MAC in points per game, rebounds per game, field goal percentage per game, and offensive boards per game. He's been that good.
And I think he's matured from year to year to year. We saw him today in the shoot-around. He was the kind of guy asking questions of Coach Witherspoon. Coach, are you sure this is what they're going to do? That's what you want from a leader on the basketball floor.
Right off a couple of Javon McCray makes. Expect this one to be tight, as we showed you, as Tony Watson comes up with a rip away. Watson to the hole. It didn't go down, but he will get to the free throw line on a Jawan Scaife Ball State foul.
Here's the great thing about Tony Watson in the last 7 or 8 games. His assists have gone up. His steals have gone up. His turnovers have gone down.
Oh, yeah.
A great combination to have as a lead guard for this Buffalo Bulls basketball team.
And as a head coach, you love notice that assist to turnover ratio. Huh?
First stat I look at.
And look at the Iron Man here. Look at the minutes played from Tony Watson. As in preparing for this one tonight, of course, our outstanding graphics and numbers duo of Tom Bolshenik and Mike Pachta all over that. And that's one of the things that we wanted to enhance. Tony Watson has barely come off the floor coming down the stretch for Buffalo. A couple of free throw makes, ties it at 6.
And remember with Watson, they showed those 5 games. 2 of those, of course, were overtime games as well. So additional minutes besides the regulation time.
So back and enjoy this second round doubleheader. Pat Kamenecki made the extra pass. Referee Steve McJunkins tells Jaren Skeet that you had last touch. It will stay with Ball State. Here's Jesse Berry checking in. Jesse Berry is a 6'2" junior out of Lafayette, Indiana, Jefferson High School in the hoops mad state of Indiana. Kamenecki trying to run it down. Scaife is going to raise up. Under again, very strong defense. First time it was from Tony Watson, this time from Jaren Skeet.
He's going to catch a lot of pressure. Everybody knows his numbers. There's no secrets right now when it comes to tournament play.
Javon McCray, you can count that with power at the rack, +1 on the Ball State foul that is going to be whistled on Jesse Berry. McCray right to the front of the rim.
But how about the delivery from Tony Watson? Right up into it. Perfect. Another look, different angle, same result.
Well, so there it is, as I was mentioning, you combine these categories, and he's the only player in the Mid-American Conference that is in the top 3, as McCray will finish off that 3-point trip. So Javon McCray in the early go already was 7 of Buffalo's 9 as they grab their first lead of the night.
Well, we talked a little bit in terms of making sure that Javon McCray got off to a good start. When he gets off to a good start, this Buffalo team seems to play out quite a bit better, especially in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. The unquestioned heart and soul of the squad and its best basketball player. As we lauded Orem Nueriunk, and rightfully so, and Reggie Weatherspoon, the squad said they love having Nueriunk on the floor starts because of the havoc he'll create on the defensive end.
Well, that's what you love. And you can always have 1 or 2 guys defensively that play at a high throttle level. You can just let them go. It's Watson and a couple other players, but that's what you have to have, and you can do that at the defensive end.
Bo Calhoun is on the floor now for the Cardinals of Ball State. Calhoun wears number 12. He's out of Washington High School in South Bend, Indiana. So it's Jawan Scaife with Jesse Berry, Chris Bond, Majuk, and Bo Calhoun for the white clad, the higher seed, Ball State Cardinals. Hot as can be, just sizzling. Scaife will hoist and drain that long-range triple, getting the feel of this atmosphere here in downtown Cleveland.
He might have missed the first 2, but
yeah,
the radar was on for that long range.
Even us up at 9 again. Watson will cast off. Regan on the offensive glass. Will Regan with a stick back going to work offensively.
He's getting you 4 to 5 rebounds a game. Most of them are offensive rebounds. That's what he does best. Has good development around the basket, savvy, knowing where to go.
Bond will attack the goal. He's a rusher that can finish as he gets that first big step to the bucket.
He's another player defensively, steal-wise. You got to watch out for that young man. He has a tendency to come up with a lot of basketballs in the open court.
3 hoops for Chris Bond. McCray with a left hand. Wouldn't stay in the hole. Fresh 35-second shot clock though for Buffalo's Bulls. Regan will tee up the triple. Well, look at Bond go to work on that defensive glass. The energy guy is Chris Bond for the Ball State Cardinals, the 6'4" junior out of Gary, Indiana. It's all about Javon McCray in the early go. McCray off of a quick 7.
Did when that injury took place to Oldham. He really developed from a leadership standpoint, but more importantly, as a freshman, what an adjustment we make from the high school level right to the college level, and now you're a first team, all freshman, Mid-American Conference play.
Well done, rightfully so. And we told Turner Battle, the former outstanding point guard at Buffalo, now an assistant coach, how what a wonderful job he's done with the true freshman. This is Jesse Berry, and got ripped by Tony Watson II. Ball State been shooting it well, 5 of 9. They just turned it over for the third time here in the first 5 minutes.
Well, you mentioned a key word for Buffalo. They're very efficient. Reggie Witherspoon really finds a way to get his players to understand what you have to do in big games like this. These are the games right now. You got to win to move forward, and he'll find a way.
Chris Bond took the basketball away from Rafael Thomas Edwards, who wears number 0 for Buffalo. But then that run out couldn't connect with Bo Calhoun, and Ball State turned it right back over.
Well, keep in mind, about 16 turnovers a game is what Ball State averages offensively in terms of turning the ball over. You got to be a little careful in games like this because the possessions get cut down, and those numbers on turnovers, they get exaggerated a little bit, and they don't look real good when you start getting up in the teens.
Sure. Coaches, sometimes the biggest nightmares. Reggie Witherspoon's told us all year long, if we could just eliminate a lot of the unforced errors, we're going to continue to grow.
A lot of coaches around the country right now thinking about that.
Tyler Cook is on the floor for Ball State. Cook wears number 34. Got a whistle off the basketball. And that's going to be a reach-in foul. No, they just got a kick ball. All right, so let's put that shot clock at 15.
Right.
Instead of a whistle for a reach-in foul, the basketball was kicked inadvertently. Regan will tee it up. Pretty good looking three. Kamenicki will crash that glass along with Zach Fields, the 6'10 senior. Fields wears number 50. Fields, Kamenicki, and also Tyler Cook on that front line now for Ball State. 2 of them off the bench. With Jawan Scaife and Jesse Berry. Scaife lost it. Had it ripped away.
3 possessions in a row, 3 turnovers. You got to make sure you take care of the basketball. And what Buffalo's doing is a couple traps out front, trying to force the issue a little bit.
Was that last touch by Ball State? Evidently no, as Tony Watson's blind pass down to the baseline went awry. And there's Reggie Witherspoon saying, listen, let's look at something develop.
Right. Yep. And that's always a challenge. We're late in the season, first game, second game for these 2 clubs in terms of the MAC tournament. So you're just trying to gather yourself. New environment, big building. Yeah, they had a chance to shoot in here this morning.
You're right.
But still a different feel.
Yep, there is a case to be made that you've got to get yourself involved in the surroundings. That Kamenicki's line drive jumper wouldn't drop. This is the second round. Of course, Buffalo had to endure that overtime win at home in Alumni Arena the other night over Central Michigan. Jaron Skeet off the mark on his triple drop. Jesse Berry. Majuk will crash. And we're going to get the held ball situation. Majuk, and Tony Watson, possession arrow says we'll go Buffalo's way.
And a lot of times you'll see Ball State, the Cardinals will push it hard. Jesse Berry will have the ball. He'll transit that ball as quickly as possible up and down the court. On the other hand, Reggie Witherspoon and the Bulls, tempo, pace, tone of the game.
And right now, they're giving Javon McCray, their MAC first teamer, a respite. Regan's going to go to the free throw line. That's an excellent interior look from Cameron Downing. Downing, the 6'9" junior out of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, Downing's doing a wonderful job coming in off the bench. They don't get a whole lot of point production among the other players off the bench, but Downing's the one. Out of 151 bench points in the last 16 games, Cameron Downing has 101 of those. So he's giving them good production, the energy guy for the Bulls.
It's been an interesting ride for Will Regan. Now, he's from the Nichols School in Buffalo, like Reggie Witherspoon, a native Buffalonian. He started off the year very well in non-conference play. Then he hit a big lull during the course of the MAC season. But down the stretch, he and Tony Watson really helped to share some of the scoring load and help out Javon McCray.
People have to understand players go through issues just like all of us do in life sometimes, and basketball is no exception. Sometimes you struggle a little bit for a week, 10 days at a time.
How about the footwork off the block of Majuk, but his jump hook wouldn't go down. The basketball will stay with Ball State at the Cards offensive end. Interesting story for this young man, Mojuk. That's his grandfather, same name, from the Sudan, named after his granddaddy. And we'll get into his basketball travels that leads him to Muncie, Indiana, David, a little bit later on.
Absolutely. Again, Buffalo has stayed in the man-to-man, but you see a little twist occasionally in terms of what they try to do. Good isolation on the inside from Mojuk. But what Buffalo will try to do at times, Michael, is put that double team on there sometimes, and I think that's important.
In the States to become a Ball State Cardinal.
Well, we saw the numbers there, and I'm going to round up and push that 9.9 to 10 because there's only about 15 players in the country right now that are averaging double-doubles in points and rebounding. But, boy, just look at that timeline in terms of what this young man, in terms of his travels, where it's taken him. And here he is playing in Cleveland, Ohio, in a second-round Mid-American Conference tournament game.
Yeah, we had a chance to say hi to him when we were at Ball State, back to call the game in February. A nice young man, delightful, starting to certainly figure things out here in the States. Is Jaron Skeet, part of that MAC freshman team, misfires on the triple try. But the thing about him, Bob Simmons, the Billy Taylor assistant at Ball State, did a lot of scouting with him out of Midland JC, the junior college in Texas, and didn't see him until mid-August in Muncie. Mojuk with power. Got rejected by Javon McCray and Cameron Downing. They might have both got a piece.
And if there's an area that Mojuk is going to have to work on, that's that strength around the basket. Get a little stronger. That'll happen here, especially if he becomes a senior next year. It's funny how these guys develop as years go by.
Raphael Thomas Edwards off the miss. Guess who on the offensive glass? One of the best in the biz, Javon McCray. 2 looks, though, at the offensive end for Buffalo. Neither go down.
Almost like it. They're just sitting here where we're at, Michael. They're kind of just feeling each other out here. It's almost 10 minutes into the game now, but it doesn't seem like there's a rhythm either way right now.
Yeah, there was early. It's got a little bit disjointed of here in the last 4 minutes. Jesse Berry will go to the free throw line. Jesse Berry, a great compliment to the MAC first-teamer Jawan Scaife in Billy Taylor's backcourt. Both of them very diverse. They're combo guys, right? They both can take the ball. They both can operate off the ball as well.
And the one thing about Jesse Berry that I like is he has a tendency at times really to kind of step up his game when this team needs it.
Yeah.
And good players know that a little bit, Michael. They know when they're needed. Javon McCray knows that for Buffalo, too. When they're needed, they have a tendency to step it up.
When is winning time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What can you do to help be part of the whole thing?
That's right.
Jesse Berry will split the pair. Now we've got a hole that's going to go on Javon McCray as he was trying to use that strength of his to keep Bo Calhoun off the offensive glass.
It's kind of one of those, you look at right here. Just kind of an unusual type of call, but good call by the official. We got a good look at there at the bottom of your screen. You see Javon McCray. I don't know if he got his hand stuck in there, if that was on purpose there, partner.
We'll ask Javon after this one's over. That's his first. That's Buffalo's 4th as a team. Of course, I'm sure as all of you college basketball fans are well aware, on the 17th foul, it's you shoot the 1 in bonus, and 10 team fouls, double bonus, a couple of free throws. Tied at 13 apiece. Got another whistle off the ball, so it's being called tight right now in this sequence as Orem Nuerion was evidently jostling Jawan Scaife as he was trying to run off those staggered screens.
And if this game stays choppy and there's a lot of whistles and a lot of dead ball situations, I think it definitely favors Buffalo because that's the kind of the tempo they would like to have, an efficient half-court type of offense.
There are 5 team fouls now on Buffalo. Mojuk came up flat and ran down his own miss. Scaife the raise. Had a good look. Chris Bond has been a diva. A sensational on the offensive glass. Bond with another hoop that put Ball State back on top.
And he's got the active legs right now for the Cardinals.
Chris Bond performing at a premium level. Look who's got the rip away. Chris Bond was ready to start the sprint up the floor to run with numbers. And he got fouled. Let's take a look at Chris Bond. Bond already with 8 to lead Ball State.
Anticipation, knowing that it's going to come off. The ball shot from the left side. It's probably going to come off on the right. Chris Bond has that one figured out.
This Ball State offense for Billy Taylor. Here's a good look at Billy in the 6th season. He led Ball State to a MAC West Co-Championship back in 08-09. Ball State offense has really picked it up in winning 7 of the last 8. A lot of close basketball games of late as well for Ball State. I mean, David, they played 9 games and been decided by 6 points or less.
A lot of close games, and they've won some of those close games too in the last second.
This is Jaron Skeed, and he'll sweet stroke that 3. MAC freshman team member. He got some votes for freshman of the year. Of course, won by Darius Paul, the outstanding first-year performer in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Western Michigan.
But just to be in that company right now as a young player, I think is just remarkable, and tells you what kind of work he's put in that transition to the college level.
Juwan Scaife will answer. Nobody has been more sizzling from long distance than Juwan Scaife of Ball State. Well, David, in this era where unfortunately, pure offense is down, it's going to be a walk on Thomas Edwards. They got the held ball situation instead, but we've gone through a lot of lulls of problems offensively. Juwan Scaife has been as good as anybody.
Well, there's Buffalo getting their opportunity down there on the left side of the baseline, but there's Scaife again. Coming off the baseline screen, you'll see a little bit more of that now offensively. A lot of baseline movement, a lot of screens on the baseline. Majuk, Bond, will set some hard screens for some basket cuts.
Coming inside the 9-minute mark, great to have you along in our second-round matchup with the 8th seed Buffalo and the 5th seed Ball State. Michael Regai, Dave Sakuti, taking Loans Arena the spot in downtown Cleveland. Jesse Berry couldn't hang on to the escape pass, ripped away by Jaron Skeed of Buffalo. And the Bulls can tie it up, maybe take the lead if they put 3 on the board on this strip. McCray going strong to the window. How about the look from Tony Watson II?
You had to find a needle and to push that one through by a couple defenders over a couple shoulders, and got it completed to the big fella inside.
Even at 18 apiece, there was evidently a piece of paper wrapper that was on the floor that Buddy Mayborg went and picked up. This is the essence of Javon McCray here, David. When he seals you in the paint, you're done.
And it's good ball reversal. But how about that pass from Watson? Almost a little lucky, but sometimes you got to be lucky in this game.
Javon McCray, 6'7", 255 pounds.
And you see the spacing right here for Ball State. A lot of baseline screens. Going to look on the inside, but they're more of a perimeter-oriented team, especially with that young man right there, Scaife, on the delivery.
Excellent bounce pass to Matt Kamenecki, the son of former Major League Baseball pitcher Scott Kamenecki, out of Clarkson, Michigan. Kamenecki, I had the pleasure of calling his performances when he pitched for the Baltimore Orioles. McCray came up short, being bothered by Zach Fields. But his son grows to 6'8". Daddy Scotty's about 6 foot. And he said that not the little round ball, he was the big round ball, did Matt Kamenecki. Well, Javon McCray, we saw him coming down the stretch. Rafael Thomas Edwards had a chippy that he couldn't convert. Ball State will have the basketball when we come back. Cardinals with a 2-point advantage. They got to get a handle on the strength and power of Javon. Great look at Chris Bond from our outstanding tape room duo of Steve Bardo and Matt Weber. Great job, gentlemen. You'll see more of that, I guarantee you, throughout the course of this week. Bond, superb in the early go. Majuk will deliver for the quick hit. He found himself standing right next to the rim to get the easy deuce.
Good set play by Coach Billy Taylor. A little back screen on the wing. Got Majuk open in the post. Good delivery, good finish.
Ball State by 4. It ties their largest lead of the first half. They got off to the 4-0 lead in the first minute. This is Will Regan. Matt Kamenecki gave him a facial, but referee Bill X said Kamenecki got a little bit with the body. Set Will Regan to the free throw. Let's go take a look. at Matt Kamenecki on the offensive end.
Well, even though you're big sometimes, you got to find a way. You got to make that bounce pass. Good little bounce pass on the right side. Got it to Majuk for the finish. Let me mention just something defensively for Ball State. What they'll decide to do at times is play what I call a little keyhole defense, meaning they may not pressure everybody for Buffalo when they catch the ball on the perimeter. They may kind of lay back into the paint area and let them, knowing that they're not good shooters overall. But I can tell you one thing, there's a couple of shooters you better make sure you know you're on, and you'll see pressure on them.
Now Buffalo, a perfect 9 for 9 from the free throw stripe now to pull themselves back to within 2 on a Will Regan pair. Buffalo 9 of their 20 points come from the stripe here in the first half as Jesse Berry will miss that triple try. Ball State though on that glass with Chris Bond. That's his 5th rebound. Scaife to the teardrop. McCray will board.
Bulls will go with their tempo look here offensively. Some ball screens out top, quick reversals. Watch McCray slide to the post.
McCray lowered his shoulder. How about the outstanding defense right there from Ball State's Tyler Cook. Cook was able to get the held ball, and that's not easy to do with that power of 255-pound Javon McCray.
McCray had that look to the official. You're not a senior yet, young man. You may get that call in a year's time. Right now, there's a jump ball.
Will Regan from deep will catch and deliver that quick trigger 3.
But you got to be careful of the pick and pop. You might play it one way or another, but you got to know Will Regan is. He's a type of a long-range shooter that can really bury it, and he's a streaky shooter as well.
Connects on his first triple try of the evening, does Will Regan, after he missed his first 2. Buffalo's back on top. Trying to crash that down was Majuk. Now this is going to be an excellent battle as Majuk and Javon McCray go after one another.
Well, watch kind of the look, got it up over the top. Again, a little pick and roll at the top. Majuk read the double team, slipped to the basket. An opportunity here at the free throw line.
It's been kind of an adventure here and there for Majuk at the stripe, David.
Well, when you're only shooting 53%, that one looked pretty good right there. The thing you always worry about on low percentages for your big fellas is late in the game. If it gets down to that situation where you're really going to have him in the game, you got to convert on those free throws.
How did you usually approach that when you had a player that certainly was one of your best, but if he was under 55% at the stripe, as Majuk will split the pair, how did you factor that in? Was it game by game whether you let him go?
Yeah, I think you got to watch it late in the game situations, and I'm sure Billy Taylor does the same thing. From a coaching perspective, you just got to know. Sometimes you got to get him out of there. As good as he can be defensively, he can hurt you offensively by not making those free throws.
So you want to be a head coach. That's one of the things that you got to deal with. McCray tried to reverse it, got his pocket picked by Chris Bond. And Chris Bond has been nothing short of sensational in the first half. Jawan Scaife, it hung tantalizingly on the iron, didn't finish. Well, Tyler Cook wanted to go up top to Chris Bond and threw it away, give it back to Buffalo.
Well, you mentioned Buffalo and their free throws. And again, in a new facility, a lot of these players probably have played here in the years past. But when you come to a new facility, shooting is one thing you don't carry with you. Defense travels well.
Oh, yeah.
Defense travels well.
Never slumps.
That's right.
Right?
But
or shouldn't slump.
But my point is, Michael, when you get to the free throw line, it really helps you because you're just sitting there. No one's moving. Everybody's just standing still. You make those. Big advantage for Buffalo.
Buffalo trying to reclaim the lead. Their largest has been by 3. Now Regan didn't get that to drop. It would have counted had McCray been able to power it in the cup. But Javon McCray, the 2-time MAC First Team Award winner, sophomore year, junior year, burst on the scene as a freshman and was absolutely superb on the freshman team. Could we make a case? And there are so many. You look at DJ Cooper from Ohio, Zeke Marshall and Demetrius Treadwell from Akron, Chris Evans from Kent State. But you could make a case that this young man at the free throw line is the top player individually in the Mid-American.
Well, no question. I think a lot of the voting kind of leans towards that a very successful basketball team during the course of the year. But Javon McCray, we've seen him several times and had him several times on our broadcast. is the type of player, you look at his numbers and he can just pile them up.
He's got 10 in the opening half now. Does Javon McCray, as he'll split the pair from the line. They'll put Buffalo back on top by 1. Now, don't be surprised if we're on this kind of seesaw roller coaster the whole night for 40 minutes.
Well, we talked about that before this one even got
Very
tipped
evenly
off.
matched. It really is. Bond to the reverse. Majuk trying to power on the offensive glass. Majuk and Bond will keep it alive. Haley Ross had a strip away. The triple, and you can ring that baby up for Jawan Scaife. Give that hoop, though, to Chris Bond and Majuk.
Right. And if you're defensively, you can scramble all you want, but one player you need to find is Scaife on the outside of the arc.
His third triple make for the young man who's averaged 24 points a game in the last 8. As Ball State's won 7 of the 8. Javon McCray can't answer.
And they're giving Javon McCray that look.
They are.
That
Well,
16 to 18 footer. They're encouraging him to shoot that.
David, on March 2nd, though, in the Buffalo win over Akron, we saw him drop 4 of those jumpers between the free throw line and the head of the circle.
And I guess my point is, where would you rather have him score? Out there
yeah.
or on the inside where he's dominant most of the time?
Scaife under duress and somehow got that jumper to fall. He's heating up. He's got 11, does Javon Scaife.
There's that point production we talked about. You get them in spurts. That's what you need. You need players that are really going to score at a high level and a high volume at times.
The freshman Jaron Skeet turned the corner but lost the basketball. Jawan Scaife, he's tripled 3 times after he airmailed his first 2 shots of the night. This is one of the finest pure shooters we have in the MAC, ladies and gentlemen. And now inside the arc, contact. And then Western Michigan, 3 seed, same thing. Direct bye to the 3rd round. They'll get Eastern Michigan, Miami.
Well, I like that position for those 2 teams, Kent State and Western Michigan.
Yeah.
You get enough time off to get healthy, get a few bumps and bruises settled in, and then you're right back at it. Those other 2, the 1s and 2s, got to wait a little longer to get it started.
Excellent defense by Cameron Downing. Denied Majuk, but how about Jawan Scaife? He is sizzling, ladies and gentlemen. This is an 8-0 Ball State run. Scaife's got 14. He just bottomed out his 4th triple of the first half.
Well, if you're Buffalo right now, you have to be concerned about that. You may have to make some adjustments, put a different player on him, but a good little counter down at this end from Buffalo.
Cameron Downing on that jump hook that ends the 8-0 Ball State run. And as Reggie Witherspoon, he got up.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie, very calm demeanor normally on the sideline. He knew how important that offensive trip was there.
Well, you know that.
Ball State caught a spark. Jawan Scaife is feeling it. He has tripled. Sweet stroke in the basketball from deep. The 5th tray of the opening half for Scaife.
A little down screen on Tony Watson. Tony Watson was a split second late. Scaife, catch and shoot.
5 triple. He's got 17, and remember, he airmailed his first 2 shots of the night inside the arc. Chris Bond off the rip. Bond will head to the hole to put Ball State up 10, and Reggie Witherspoon needs a... Coming up at halftime, of course, we are vibrant with our MAC Studio Central. Dave Chudowski and Pat Bianchik will give you an idea of how this tournament should unfold. That's Tony Watson. Had a pretty good look at 3 that wouldn't fall. Big fella, Javon McCray with that power to deliver off the putback.
Part of being a good offensive rebounder is keep your arms up and not down. That time, Javon McCray, active, hands up, just kind of out-jump people that possession.
Javon McCray with a dozen. Bond off the slash. It's Marcus Posley that misfired on the triple try, the freshman lead guard. We're inside 60 seconds left in the first half. Been a very energized first 20 minutes of basketball. Most notably by, as we said, Jawan Scaife and Chris Bond of Ball State, Javon McCray of Buffalo.
Look at the jerseys around him. 3 or 4. Good interior passing there. Javon McCray keeps his head up, delivers the pass.
Right basketball play. Right?
Absolutely.
Right basketball play.
Right. Make the correct play sometimes. Not the spectacular play. Make the correct one.
So there's the University of Virginia Cavalier transfer, Will Regan. And again, he's a native Buffalonian that went down to Charlottesville for through the decades. David Ray McCallum, of course, I think was one of the finest lead guards ever to play it. The leading scorer in the history of the MAC, Bonzi Wells. Yeah. They have not ever wanted for premium offensive players in the history of the program. And you go back to the late 80s when the late Rick Majerus was the head coach and then turned it over to Dick Hunsaker. It's one of the finest two-year runs in my 26 years of being calling MAC basketball I've ever seen, with the likes of Paris McCurdy and Curtis Kidd, the outstanding power forwards from Detroit, and Chandler Thompson and that crew, and after Dick Hunsaker took over for Rick Majerus.
Right? Penn State's got an opportunity here for another score. 14 on the shot clock, difference of about 3.8 or so. Buffalo trying to force the action a little defensively here. A little trap on the outside. Watch the trap now off the screen.
Shot clock at 3. Kamenicki. That's a 35-second shot clock violation. So Buffalo got the stop they needed, down but 6, and still with an opportunity to cut that deficit further.
Well, you know, if you can cut it even a little farther, but just to have it at 6 versus what it might have been going into half, I think it's a big bonus for the Bulls right here. And don't be surprised right now if they got something, a little trickery right here.
They go 4-5 left. Skeet will cross that timeline. That'll count if it drops. Had a real good look. He back rim that triple try. 20 minutes of basketball. Look, they were 2-7. They were 2-7 in MAC play and wound up 8-8. And they turned it around, really, on February 16th in front of our cameras, our Sports Time Ohio cameras, with their big win over then MAC West Division leader, and who went on to tie for the MAC West Division lead with Toledo, Western Michigan.
It's kind of funny today when we talked to Billy Taylor. We mentioned that, and he kind of he said, "Guys, stick with us, man. Stick with us."
Mazouk emphatically to crush that as they went right to the young man from the Sudan, and that thumping right there puts Ball State back on top by 8. That's a good way to run your first offensive set of the second half, as Tony Watson the second will come up short, and McCray and Mazouk, that's a lot of talent there, going down to the deck. Orem Nueri took it away from Chris Bond. So just underway. Start half number 2. Michael Regai, Dave Sakuti. Who's going to advance to play Kent State tomorrow night in round 3? As Will Regan will fire and fill up that 3.
We talk about one player for Buffalo that can get him back in the game, because you have to know where he's at. They may play off a couple other players. You better not do it to that young man right there.
We discussed before that Javon McCray obviously is going to need some help, and it would, if Will Regan could have a game where he got a dozen, maybe to 15 or 16 points, grab 6-8 boards, Buffalo should be right there.
Absolutely.
Kamenicki. That jump hook didn't drop.
Tough shot at the offensive end for Kamenicki, falling away. Going to give Buffalo a chance right now. Get a little rhythm offensively. Get their screening action going, and the Buffalo stuff that I like to call it, because everybody loves their offense.
Oh, he's feeling it. Will Regan hoisting and hitting that triple. So Regan comes out with a lot of energy for Buffalo. Again, keep an eye on Regan. McCray's going to get his.
Oh, yeah.
If Regan joins the party, they're tough to beat.
Absolutely. A good start. The 3 gets you right back in it. How about Chris Bond? Again, 2 shots offensively. If you're Coach Billy Taylor right now, you're not too pleased with that activity at the offensive end.
Buffalo could tie, maybe take the lead with a triple hit here. A couple of minutes into the second half. As we said, hang around. We knew this would be on a roller coaster all night long. Scaife went for the rip. Regan found McCray, count it, went glass and one, coming for the stripe. Excellent look by Will Regan to Javon McCray.
Well, we always talk about how you guard certain people. And Javon McCray, if you turn your head at all at the high post, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a strong finish to the basket. Defensively, you have to know where he's at on the court. But a good delivery by Will Regan.
First assist of the night that led to that young man, Javon McCray. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is his 3rd year in Reggie Witherspoon's program. And again, he came in to the MAC with a tremendous understanding as a freshman of how the game had to be played. David, as well as all of his physical skills, as he finishes off the three-point opportunity, he's got all the tricks on the blocks down inside the free throw line with either hand.
Yeah, he's savvy. You know, he just understands the game of basketball. His IQ is off the charts in terms of what he knows what to do to get himself in position to be a good offensive player. Not better than good. I should say a great offensive player.
Down 36-30 at the break. How about a 9-2 Buffalo run for Reggie Witherspoon's club to put him up again by one? Jesse Berry is going to get to the free throw line. Now, for Ball State, certainly it would help if Jesse Berry can start to find his rhythm on the offensive end.
Right. And it's been a game of runs. We saw it in the first half, and we're just kind of in the midst of a quick flurry here by Buffalo getting themselves back in the game. You just got to be careful in a game like this that those flurries don't come and knock you out.
We just saw Reggie Witherspoon there as Jesse Berry does not get his first to drop. How about Reggie's college, the native Buffalonian, right? He goes to two colleges and plays for John Beeline his first 2 years. Very successful coach, of course, now at top 10 ranked Michigan. And then he transfers and plays for Jim O'Brien.
Right.
A tremendous run, of course, in the college game, but then with both Boston and Philadelphia in the NBA.
Well, he's just, I just enjoy being around him. We had a chance just to chat today.
Oh, yeah.
He asked about my son, who we saw a couple of weeks ago. Just good memory, just really engaged in your conversations.
Yep. So as Jesse Berry splits the pair from the line, we're tied at 39 apiece. McCray found Regan, but had it redirected out of bounds by Bo Calhoun of Ball State. So keep it with Buffalo. Listen, we we call games straight down the middle. But I have no problem in saying that Reggie Witherspoon is, I am a large admirer of he and his program. Have been, met him 14 years ago when he took the Buffalo job, and man's nothing but class. And this program has followed.
Right. Watch the drive here and good penetration. Sometimes you got to get in there and you got to take charges. Kamenicki, that time, got himself outside that restricted arc.
There's a good look at Reggie. As we said, 20 wins plus 3 of the last 4 years. 17 wins or better in 6 of the last 8. His coaching staff with Kevin Heck and Turner Battle and Jim Quitzoff, they do a terrific job. A lot of people thought they would not be able to compete this year as they come up with a steal. Lost player of the year, Mitchell Watt, Titus Robinson, Zach Filson, Dave Barnett, seniors. All of it, about 50 points. But after a slow start, he's got this club right where he figured they'd be.
Absolutely. And they find a way to get themselves to Cleveland each and every year. If I'm not mistaken, how about 10 straight, finding a way to the Cleveland MAC tournament?
Yeah, that's what we told them tonight. It wouldn't be the MAC tournament in Cleveland without the Buffalo Bulls here. They've been that good under Reggie Witherspoon. We're even at 39 apiece. Regan with a good look at it, and he will lace another triple. Will Regan catching the hot hand. How about Regan? I said if he could deliver 14 or so, he's got 20 and just on fire in the second half.
Defensively right now at the other end of the floor. Ball State, no communication. Got to know where your shooters are.
Jesse Berry from long distance will rock home that three. So Berry will answer for Ball State. All even at 42 apiece. The freshman Jaron Skeet to the hole. Regan got contact. It didn't fall. Berry on the push for Ball State. Skate off the show and go. Kamenicki had a stick back. Was wearing that hard hat and blue collar, Matt Kamenicki, and crashing the offensive glass. Will Regan has mom Rita on the left of your screen to Scott's right. Very proud of this young man. And David, while Scott was pitching for the Baltimore Orioles, I had the great pleasure of calling the Orioles games for 8 years. And Matty was a little fella running around the clubhouse when his dad would pitch. He was a baseball player then. But, here we are at 6'8". Like we said, he turned one round ball and turned it into the bigger one.
And and it's not easy over there sitting as parents watching your son play. It's easier playing baseball or what other sport.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to sit here and you go through the grind of watching your son out on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's tough.
Isn't that great? You had your son on a road trip with you this year. I had my son Cal with me. It's one of the joys of being able to be a dad with sports. Will Regan continues to detonate. He's explosive here in the second half. 3 threes. Now he goes down and then gets it done off the block.
Well, here's what happens at halftime. Reggie Witherspoon and this offense that he loves to run, and coaches across the country love this offense. It's an adjustment type offense. He's made the adjustments here. Ball State has yet to figure it out.
Jesse Berry didn't get that chippy to fall, but the basketball will stay with Ball State. Let's go back and take a look at Will Regan.
But watch the movement without the basketball. You got to be able to catch and move at the same time. That's what Will Regan has done. He's hurt him on the interior, but we've seen here previously the last 4 or 5 possessions he's on the outside as well.
How about that pass from Matt Kamenicki, but Jawan Scape wasn't able to convert it. Kamenicki made a terrific wraparound dish. Buffalo by 1 behind Will Regan here in the second half. He's got 11. McCray, that's an offensive foul as the guy with the hard hat in the lunch pail, Matt Kamenicki, took the charge.
Well, at this end, just again, look at the movement there. A little wraparound pass on Javon McCray. Couldn't finish there, but look at what he does at this end. He may not get it at one end. Kamenicki finds out what he needs to do at the defensive end there.
Jawan Scape, Jesse Berry, Chris Bond, Matt Kamenicki, and Majuk. Berry's bounce pass was ripped by Will Regan. 11 points on the offensive end and playing the strong D in the paint. Hoisting that triple and burying the 3 is Rafael Thomas Edwards. They got him to step out and deliver. He had 10 in the win over Central Michigan. Was huge.
A career high.
Billy Taylor now down by 4. Needs
maybe a little blend of a zone that you never know.
Yeah.
Billy Taylor might decide to go with.
Well, again, we mentioned it to you at the outset of the show. If Will Regan can continue his hot shooting, I mean, that's going to just definitively help Javon McCray. Not often when you say McCray is not the leading scorer of this basketball team. Well, McCray showing you the tremendous hands there as he stripped Majuk. Turnover, Ball State.
Same look, the first possession of the ball game, Ball State went to Majuk in the middle. Same thing coming out of that timeout for Ball State. That time, they found a way to stop it.
Well, look at McCray. Look at the strong hands of Javon McCray. He did have that rejected, though, by Majuk. And went to the left hand that didn't fall. Regan got it. +1. Will Regan has a chance for his 14th point in the first 7 minutes of change of the second half.
Doesn't matter who's guarding him right now. He just found a way just to muscle himself right in position. Grab the basketball. Give me some more points. Will Regan taking over for the Buffalo Bulls.
With 13 in the books, looking for 14 here, and he'll do that. Will Regan is turning Quicken Loans Arena into his own personal playground right now.
And Javon McCray will get a little breather. That timeout will come at the 12-minute mark. Gives him an extra minute just to rest up. Trust me, duration, he'll be in there the rest of the way.
Biggest lead of the night for Buffalo. They're up 7. Look at the points off the turnovers. There could be another one. The Ball State gets sloppy at the offensive end. Regan calling for the basketball. Why not? We'll see what Buffalo does with Javon McCray getting this respite as Cameron Downing replaced McCray. But their lead is 7, the largest of the game. Watson thought about it. Berry got there.
Terrific possession right here. Everybody's touching the basketball. Good ball reversal. We're short on the shot clock.
Would have counted had it gone for Cameron Downing as Matt Kamenicki got hit with the Ball State foul. It's 3 on Kamenicki and 3 on Ball State this half.
Well, they've yet to figure out defensively right now, Ball State, how they're going to stop this Bull offense.
This was a 36-30 Ball State lead at the half. Buffalo, in the first 7 minutes and 48 seconds, has outscored Ball State 21-7 to go from 6 down to 8 and maybe 9 up. Make it 9 as Cameron Downing hits a pair. Ball State gotta find an answer. David, where do they want to go on this trip?
Well, I think again, they went inside the last time in the Zook, but I think Scaife, they're doing a good job on Scaife, but they really got to get the ball inside. Slashing drives is what you got to get right now to the basket.
The Zook to set that pick for Chris Bond. Stepped into a floater but didn't get it to go, and we're going to give the basketball to Buffalo. After this timeout inside the 12-minute mark, Billy Taylor's got work to do. His 6-point lead has vanished behind the
assistant on the bench, keep an offensive rating system, and right now there's some happy guys in the Buffalo bench. 12 possessions, 22 points. That offensive efficiency rating is sky high, but every bench, if you look, someone's got a clipboard, someone's keeping track of offensive possessions.
The Ball State Cardinals in the second half, just 2 of 8 from the floor. They got to try to find a way to turn that around. Turnovers have gone way up as well, as Buffalo right now, a lot of basketball to go, but has control up by 9.
Well, if you're going to get it done, you got to get it done at the defensive end right now for the Cardinals.
Watson off the step. That triple had a chance to go down as well from Rafael Thomas Edwards.
And then offensively, Michael, sometimes you got to take a few more chances right now. Still a lot of time in this basketball game, but you still have to find a way to score some points right now.
This is Jawan Scaife with that leaner, and he's going to get to the free throw line. Now, there have been a few possessions here of late where Scaife did not touch the basketball. That time they made sure he had a feel.
Well, that's a feel for that team as well. They have to make sure, and Billy Taylor's enforcing that right now. Gentlemen, guess what? Number 4 out here has had a pretty good night. Let's make sure we get him a few more touches.
We saw Ball State go on the elongated run in the first half. Scaife will look to split the pair now. It was Buffalo's 15 foul. Ball State with but 3 here in the second half. Don't forget, 30 minutes after the conclusion of Buffalo Ball State, Miami and Eastern Michigan go after one another. Miami off the impressive road win. The only team in the first round that won a road game. John Cooper's squad against the Eastern Michigan Eagles of head coach Rob Murphy. Skeet gonna hoist. Now back-to-back threes taken by Buffalo from Skeet and Thomas Edwards, although Jaron Skeet ran down his own miss.
Right, again, defensively, the last possession, Ball State real well. Rebounding the ball. You got to come up. Every possession is important right now if you're the Cardinals.
With the lead intact, they still got Javon McCray getting him a respite. They've had him down for over 2.5 minutes when you're up by 8.
That's right.
Luxury, Regan with a look. He'll triple again. He's absolutely scalded as Will Regan. He's got 28 to pace Buffalo, which could buy even more time to rest Javon McCray.
So you got other games you got to play yet if you have to come out of here with victory.
Well, Scaife had problems. Ball State having trouble getting into the offense. Held ball situation, gives it to Buffalo.
Here's one thing you have to do defensively. You can't let him catch the ball. You have to find a way not to let him catch it. Right now he's hot. So what do? You try to get up in the passing lane, force him to do something different, and don't let him catch the basketball, because he's doing everything possible right now to carry the team to a victory. Will Regan, big night.
Down 6 at halftime, up 11 at the midway point of the second half. That would be, if my mathematics are correct, David, a plus 17 for the Buffalo Bulls here in the second half. And Will Regan has been extraordinary. Thomas Edwards into the hole. He went slashing to the cup and got it to fall. Did Rafael Thomas Edwards, a 6'6" sophomore.
The textbook in terms of how to split a double team. Took it right through the middle. Crossed over, came up with a little spin with his right hand.
The lead is 13. Barry, the triple. He's going to shoot it 3 times. on that reach-in foul from the MAC all-freshman team member, Jaron Skeet.
Well, Skeet will learn as he gets a little older. He's not going to make his coach very happy over there on the sidelines doing this. Got him right on the elbow there. Good call by the official, and Skeet's going to get a little conversation with Reggie Witherspoon on the side here. A friendly discussion. Just making sure he understands what he did wrong.
Yeah, you see Jesse Berry, who has been a terrific compliment to Juwan Scaife. There's that education process, right?
Absolutely. Young player, you'll understand.
Just as a rule of thumb, David, how important is it scouting-wise when you're deciding whether you're going to go under or over a ball screen against a guy who is a prolific three-point shooter?
Well, a lot of it's predicated on where the ball position is, Michael. If it's away from the ball, a lot of times, a lot of coaches will teach you go under it. But the way they're setting up Will Regan right now, they're bringing him on the ball side. The ball's on that side. You have to fight. You have to, what we call trail. You got to follow him over the top of that screen and just got to be there when he catches it.
Yeah, David and I watch that a lot when we go to practices and shoot-arounds because it is intriguing to see the different coaching styles and techniques. You know, you could blitz it, you could trap it. There's a lot of different ways that coaches go. Javon McCray is back, and McCray is going to get to the free throw line on that Ball State foul that's going to be whistled on Tyler Cook.
You know, Michael, and the other thing that we always kind of watch, and it's become more prevalent at every level, college and the NBA, is that ball screen out front. Everybody sets the ball screen, but most important, the reason they set it, it's so tough to defend. Everybody does it differently. Some people try to jam the screen, double team it. Some people just play it straight up, and that's why everybody uses it.
Javon McCray to shoot free throws 7 and 8. Now, once in a while, I mean, you see the guys that are really feeling it at the offensive end or the big-time players out on the perimeter that'll wave their guys off. Go. I don't want it. I don't want the ball screen. Will Regan might be one of those kind of feels right now. I don't need the ball screen.
It is, and sometimes you'll see, and Reggie has this within his arsenal offensively. It's almost a fake type of screen, and then you roll in the basket.
Sure.
Because you know double team.
Slip screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Javon McCray, the MAC's first-team performer, and this is junior year, following up his that same first-team honor in his sophomore year. He just split the pair. He's got 16. Will Regan's got 28 tonight. Regan, McCray have combined for 44. Scaife off the bounce. That's a tough bucket, isn't it? Big-time deuce for Juwan Scaife, hopping his way to the cup.
Quickness. The defender had no chance to help on the wing because Scaife used his explosive ability to get it to the basket. Talk about what you got to do offensively for Ball State. Slash. Let's get it to the basket. Let's get to the free throw line a little bit as well.
McCray to the spin, but did not finish. That is very unusual. Got a little bit too far under the goal. Berry to unload. Chris Bond, Scaife for three. That rattled. Two good looks from their two best beyond the arc. Juwan Scaife and Jesse Berry.
Watch the tempo. Buffalo, there's a little slip screen right there. There's Javon McCray.
All right, we're inside the 8-minute mark. And Juwan Scaife, who's been 14-2, Buffalo. Will Regan with 17 of his career-high 28 here in the second half. So Javon McCray back on the floor. They got 4 minutes of rest for McCray.
And that's you got to pay big dividends down
huge.
the stretch.
Yeah.
Probably in another day, too.
Sure, and if there's a tomorrow for Buffalo.
Yep.
Will Regan's exploits carried him. Regan will slip that screen and deliver off glass with a left hand. There's your slip screen of what would have been a ball screen.
Again, that's just reading the defense, finding a way to get yourself open. And if you're Will Regan, his teammates, the other four on the floor, they know he's hot. Get him the basketball.
He's got 30 every time he makes the board light up. He adds to his career high. 30 for Regan. Kamenicki play on as Kamenicki had it partially rejected by Javon McCray.
Javon McCray looked like he was injured there real quick in the nose there, but here at the other end, Michael, watch this. You're talking about the slip screen. As soon as you see the double team go out there and you think you're going to have to hedge on the ball screen, there's Will Regan. Great job of reading the defense.
They got Matt Kamenicki in no man's land there.
Yep. And that's what happens. Bigs don't get used to guarding out there very often, and sometimes you're just not comfortable with that.
And Javon McCray right there took that right elbow from Matt Kamenicki inadvertently.
Scaife.
And off the inbound, Jawan Scaife will stroke that three. We'll keep an eye on Javon McCray, as right now he is feeling a little bit ill. So the three brings from Scaife, brings Ball State back to within 8. Downing will roll to the hole and get it to drop.
And they're getting shots that are not difficult shots. So what Ball State is just allowing them to do is run their offense without any contesting of shots, making cuts when they need to. You got to chest cutters. You got to find a way to take them out of the rhythm.
Ball State's got to go out and find Jawan Scaife too. Now put the ball in his hands. Lead is 10. Majuk to the spin. It's going to be a foul on Cameron Downing, who's got that incredulous look on his face as he's saying, I was straight up vertical.
Second, team foul number 7.
This is that look just down in the post area right here. Kamenicki took it up. It looked like he might have got him with his right hand. It looked like he took a pretty good shot there. Pretty tough individual. He probably had to take a pretty good shot to send him to the bench, huh?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yes. Now, whether it was in the throat area,
Adam's apple on
I'm not sure. But certainly feeling the effects is Javon McCray. But back on the bench, in the end of the bench for Buffalo.
Here's a little pressure here from Ball State. Again, almost at the 6-minute mark of this second half. You got to find a way to kind of make it almost a scramble situation, force them into some tough shots. Tony Watson says, I got this one for you guys.
Stepped into a three and knocked it out dead center. The lead up to 11 again. Watson, who has been scalding, shooting the three ball down the stretch for Buffalo, connects there. And we're inside 6 minutes left. This is Jesse Berry. Was looking for contact. And the basketball is going to go back to Buffalo. Take a look at Watson's pull-up triple here.
Well, he got this out of the scramble against the pressure the Ball State has shown there, and there might get a turnover this time through, but Watson capitalized at that end. We got another player down on the floor here for Ball State.
And the basketball was loose, and down on the floor is Chris Bond. Now, Bond has just been just absolute outstanding bundle of energy tonight. Let's take a look as he dove and ran right into the elbow and tricep of
minutes for their basketball programs. The future of the Mid-American Conference in the next couple of years is strong.
You're right. We're inside 5.5 left. Ball State looking to find something to their liking on the offensive end, down by 11. This is Jawan Scaife. Berry with the shot clock at 7 will tee it up. Never got to the rim, and the basketball will go back to Buffalo. Well, as good as Ball State was offensively, and they were good in the first half, it has left them here in the second half.
As easy sometimes it might look offensively, right now it's a struggle for the Cardinals just to make contact with the rim at times.
Cameron Downing and Rafael Thomas Edwards both still on the floor. Javon McCray continuing to stay on the Buffalo bench after he took that hit in the throat, Adam's apple area. Well, pressure from Bo Calhoun. Shot clock inside 10. And Reggie Witherspoon with his ball club out of sorts offensively. He's up by 11. So let's talk Buffalo from the Nichols School with a career-high 30. 6 triples. 19 of the 30 in the second half. Regan going right back to work. And Javon McCray is back with a big offensive board.
And I'm not sure if he was in the game after that timeout, but he's in there now. Another great move by Reggie Witherspoon.
And they got a fresh shot clock as well. Look at McCray's find of Will Regan. Wow, that's superb offensive basketball. McCray delivering the dime to Regan, who's got 32.
We're feeling it right now. I feel something good happening right now.
Majuk lost the basketball. Unfortunately for Ball State, the wheels have come off here in the first 16 minutes of the second half.
Well, look at just a little brush screen there by the freshman to get Will Regan. He's just piling it on here, partner.
Yes, he is. I mean, as I said, it's not often. Now, you go back and...
The shooting percentage, more importantly, a little bit touch over 50%. It's remarkable. That's why you're winning basketball games here late in the season.
They had the big win, of course, that you saw right here on Sports Time Ohio on March 2nd to end the nation's longest win streak, the 19-game run of the Akron Zips. On that big Saturday night at Alumni Arena in Amherst, New York.
So Will Regan, he caught that ball. He was about ready to shoot it. He almost smiled a little bit like, I better not.
We're inside the 4-minute mark. We'll get our television timeout. Don't go away. Look at the dime. I mean, that is a dart from Javon McCray. Sweet pass to Will Regan, who has 32 tonight. Buffalo in control, up 13. Of Steve Bardo and Matt Weber. Good look at that, fellas, as Reggie Witherspoon's had a real good look from this spot. The head coach of Buffalo, this ball club has been very extraordinary on the offensive end here in the second half.
And now you have the luxury of taking the shot clock down each and every time. You got to protect the basketball, make good passes, find open people if you're Buffalo.
Thomas Edwards, the cast off the triple and ring it up.
Right on cue.
Rafael Thomas Edwards showing up to the party offensively in the MAC tournament. First round win the other night, now tonight.
Well, welcome aboard. We'll take you anytime right now.
To bump the lead to 16, and they gave Rafael Thomas Edwards a clean look, did Ball State.
This defensive communication-wise, trying to make sure you got your matchup. Everybody's assigned a man. You better find him. Because right now, Buffalo's shooting torrid pace.
19 points for the Buffalo Bulls off the Ball State turnovers here in the second half. And it has been a big problem for the Cardinals. Bond didn't get that to fall in tight. And we're inside 3 minutes left, and they're sensing it and starting to feel it. Those that like the Bulls of the University at Buffalo. An opportunity to advance to a third round tomorrow night. Javon McCray will rock that rim, slipping the screen one more time and confounding the Ball State D.
Just great movement, great recognition, good passing. And you got a first teamer, Javon McCray, finding the way to finish.
Another rip away again. Rafael Thomas Edwards on the steal. And this one now is pretty much safely put away. Didn't see this coming at all at halftime. When Ball State led 36-30. Just did not see it coming.
I actually anticipated Ball State coming out. How about the pass by Javon McCray right there?
What a gorgeous look from McCray to Will Regan. And now we've got a timeout as
Buffalo, and there's a senior right now. His season's about winding down. And that's, careers end, dreams end all the time now this week of basketball, championship week.
Scaife's going to raise up. Majuk kept it alive. Barry to re-trigger. Scaife again. Got it to drop. Tough jumper in traffic it goes. Jawan Scaife's got 25 and he's got a steal. Kamenecki will get to the free throw line off the pass from Jesse Berry. Even though the lead is still 18, that got Reggie Witherspoon's attention. Not rebounding and giving Ball State 3 opportunities, and then his Buffalo Bulls throwing the ball away.
Well, he's going to have a little conversation with the backcourt here. You got to handle the ball. You know what's coming. Pressure. Come on, gentlemen. Handle the ball. Work every day in practice, Reggie's telling them. Be strong with it.
Well, Matt Kamenecki, a man who has averaged better than 8 points and close to 8 rebounds down the stretch. His Ball State's won 7 of 8, 4-4 tonight. But it's been a tough go for the entire Ball State front line. You knew it would be against Javon McCray, but Now, Will Regan has showed his diversity. He's worked off the blocks, and of course, he's also stepped out with the 6 threes he's hit.
And I know sometimes defensively you spend so much attention focusing on Javon McCray that sometimes you forget about other folks. But once you get up to about 18 or 20 points, you find out there's somebody else on the floor that's really trying to beat us up out here, and that's Will Regan.
90 seconds left in this one right now as Watson will settle down this Buffalo offense. So the Buffalo Bulls, you can advance them one more line and into the third round. This will be their second tournament win. They won at home in an overtime thriller over Central Michigan in the first round, and now just 70 seconds away of taking care of the Ball State Cardinals in round number 2, as Reggie Witherspoon has got another timeout.
Don't turn it over. Don't let them go. Allow your defense to get set if you don't capitalize here on this short shot clock.
Regan will turn the corner. That's an offensive foul. He threw it in the cup anyway, trying to add to his just dominating career-high 34-point performance. But he got hit with the charge as he lowered that shoulder.
Yeah, he's having a tough time keeping a straight face right now. He got a little smile on his face. You got to love the performance of what he's done this evening.
The rim and the net looks like the proverbial ocean that he's just throwing shots into, right? 60 seconds left, so Ball State is going to have their 5-game win streak short-circuited here tonight in the second round. As we said, Buffalo's going to move on. Scaife from very deep, and he will rip some cord. I think he shot that from over at Progressive Field across the street from Quicken Loans Arena. The lead is 13, though. Buffalo well in hand. They threw the basketball away, but I'll tell you what, Reggie Witherspoon's got some teaching tools now, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
In the last couple of minutes of this one, as his ball club has not finished it well.
Talked about Scaife. That's your senior right there saying, guys, I don't know about you all, but I'm going to go out. I'm going to get myself something right here and try to at least put a little scare into somebody.
Juwan Scaife with 28 here tonight. And I'll bet you he's going to hoist at least one more time. There it is. Halfway down and rattled out. Reach-in foul on Ball State's Tyler Cook. And we're going to walk to the other end. And I would think the next time Buffalo gets the basketball, I think head coach Billy Taylor will throw stripe here. He has been absolutely brilliant as that first one will rattle down. Well, I don't know what Will Regan is thinking about for an encore tomorrow night. And, of course, it's going to be against the Kent State Golden Flashes, who they've seen twice this year and had a couple of wars. But we did the first one when Kent State went into Alumni Arena in Buffalo, and behind Chris Evans and Randall Holt beat the Bulls.
Get the flashes and Rob Sunderoff's attention.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about that a little bit.
Scaife front rim the triple. One more time, Juwan Scaife. Front rim the pair of triple tries, and this should just about do it. I'm a little surprised, but I'm also incorrect, because I said the next Buffalo basketball will finish it up. But the foul on Ball State. But Reggie Witherspoon, as we said, he's done a tremendous job here in his hometown, the native Buffalonian. The veteran, you believe it, 14 years, the veteran in point of service and the head coaching sidelines of the MAC basketball program.
And now you start thinking forward a little bit to tomorrow night. And trust me, that thought's going through his mind a little bit as much as this win is. He's thinking in terms of preparation, what we need to do. We need to get our players some rest. And there's the exit of Will Regan. And also, think about what you have to do to get yourself ready. The players, more importantly, need to get their rest tonight. They played a lot of games in a short period of time.
Will Regan, he heard about it. 36 points, tied for the 8th best in the illustrious history of the Mid-American Conference Tournament. Mosley to fire off the 3, and that is going to do it. You can book a second round MAC tournament win for Reggie Witherspoon. Will Regan.